Hey guys. So, uh, this is monthly OPEX, okay? And we have to wonder in the back of our heads just how much money is being used to give window dressing to the markets to close out monthly OPEX. Okay, there's billions of dollars to be made in this market, holding these prices at these higher levels, because so many things are in positive gamma squeeze territory. The higher they can hold it up, the more money that can be, more, the the primary group of people are bullish on the markets to close out the week here, and this just you have to worry that is there a lot of window dressing here holding at the markets, so be very mindful of that. So basically, coming into Monday morning, this week's anchored VWAP. This is what I do every day in the day. I'm showing it to you guys for the first time. This is where this week's anchored VWAP will be coming into Monday. We're currently trading above that. So Monday morning, I'm going to be watching this. Are we going to be threatening to break this first thing Monday morning? We've got 2 hours left in the market. We might be coming down before the close, back down into this zone, and we don't know. We'll see what happens here. Like I said, over 2 hours here left in the market. Let's see if we come back down into that zone or not. Okay. And we did get a 60% retracement off of this breakout move. So that was a deep retracement down. So let's definitely keep this on watch here and see where we trade in relation to 566.60 here on SPY. Qs. I'm going to go faster through these now. Qs quite a bit further down we have to go before we actually get a bearish signal. That is this week's anchored VWAP on the Qs. You have to come down considerably lower to do that, suggesting initially Monday morning there's not going to be a lot of downside risk as long as this pattern holds up before the end of the day. So we'll see what happens. SPY is giving us a little bit bigger warning than we are actually seeing in the Qs right here, right now. Okay. Other things. Russell. We actually look below the anchored VWAP just by a little bit, we are coming into Monday 4. So heads up on that. This thing here is acting weak, so we definitely want to keep this on watch. This is probably the highest probability that we're going to be coming into that anchored VWAP early on Monday morning, maybe a retrace back downward here on IWM. But right now, technically, it's still would be closing bullish versus to this week's inventory. So that's why I do not want to initiate shorts yet. The market is not telling me it's time to go short yet. I want to wait until the market tells me to go short on swing shorts. It's not telling me that yet. Anchor VWAP, we came right down to the anchor VWAP on the diamonds, and we're rocketing right off of it. Heads up on that. This is a bullish pattern. We have to come all the way down to today's lows and break it before we actually turn into the bearish camp on the diamonds. SMH, this is the weakest part of the market. We are right at the anchored VWAP as we speak. It has been acting, semis have been acting very weak all week. Every pop is getting sold into. This is concerning because semis have been the strongest sector in the market, and if the semis are closing out OPEX, acting the weakest in the market, it makes you wonder how much window dressing is actually still supporting this sector, and it's even acting weak on top of it. So definitely, this is my primary thing that I'm looking Monday morning, a break of this anchored VWAP early on Monday morning to maybe warn me that the markets are starting to roll over. Okay. In that tone, I'll go back over here to NVIDIA. Okay. NVIDIA, same thing. We're right down here near the anchored VWAP. Okay. It's giving us a little bit of warning sign here. Don't get me wrong, they can come in Monday morning and rotate right back into semiconductors and support the weakest part of the market. But this part of the market is what we have to be concerned about. NVIDIA being up as over 100% this year. I mean, this thing could really take down the markets pretty quick. And we are getting a bearish signal going into the close of OPEX. This is not the type of signal you would actually like to see here, in my opinion. Apple. Apple is a beast. Go right down here is our anchored VWAP on Apple. We came way up here, right up here at week highs. So this one here is the most bullish stock of the megatechs because we got a big sell down earlier this week on some news out of China. The iPhones weren't selling. So this one here, I would just be watching for the trend to possibly break to, and this would be this is not a high odds short, but I'd be looking for a break a trend to be coming down. But this thing here was, even coming into today, still in a downtrend uh, on Apple. So our anchored VWAPs were still in a downtrend, even though we are going higher. Now that'll all change by the time the close here because we went higher. So that this trend will probably be going back to flat. But that's what we currently have here on Apple. Microsoft. Microsoft. Okay, guys. So Microsoft's really close to this anchored VWAP area. If you look at 9 o'clock, 9:30. So 9:30 Monday, right there, this high. I forgot to put my line on here. So I'll put text on it later. Right there. Right there is your anchored VWAP for Monday morning. So, it wouldn't take much at all for Microsoft to be right into major technical support to kick off the first of the week post OPEX. Definitely on watch. Could be a leader to the downside if it were to break. Heads up on that. Tesla, very strong pattern. You have to come all the way down here to 9:30. Look at 9:30 here. Basically 232.60. 232.60 before this pattern is in a lot of trouble. Google, very powerful pattern here. So you have to come down to 160. 160 before this pattern is in a lot of trouble. It doesn't mean that we're not going to be coming back down off these highs. I'm just saying I'm looking for patterns that are actually breaking weekly trend. So the weekly time frames are actually giving us a continuation to a possible topping formulation. So that's what I'm looking for right now is weekly patterns that could be breaking down here. Okay, heads up on that. Meta, Google Meta. Did I do Meta? Yeah, Meta's really strong here. You got to go all the way to 544.70 before we actually turn into a bearish pattern on Meta. Amazon, I got to come down to 187.40ish, 187.40ish before that one. XLS warning us. XLF, we're right here, giving us a little bit of warning here on XLF. Into the anchor VWAP, we've been trading around this weekly anchored VWAP most of the session. So this one here is something to definitely watch out. If this thing starts to rotate back down lower into the close here, that could be a big warning for next week that our financials are starting to break down, which in turn should bring down the Russell and most of the markets if the financials start breaking down. But that definitely could be bearish for the Russell if that were to manifest itself. XLI, still a very powerful pattern here. Trend would be right here near today's lows. This chop vest, if we were to come down, setting up for a break next week. XLB is looking very weak here, acting very weak here. XLB is most likely breaking support first thing next week, barring some sort of news. So our materials sector is probably giving us a bearish signal sign for next week. We are in a bearish scenario here for healthcare. Heads up, we are below the anchored VWAP on healthcare. Utilities, myself and a lot of other people were looking at utilities short. And then what happened today with the uh, atomic power plant, Three Island. Uh, that this just blew up all the shorts, and that's part of the reason this thing's going nuts because everybody was looking short on the XLU, and that news was a black swan event that completely blew up the short on this trade. So good luck on that. Not very often you see a daily black swan event, but that's exactly what happened today in utilities. Transports is in bearish territory. It's got to repair itself before you can actually do anything with that. XLY, still very bullish here. You have to come all the way down here to 193 before it actually crosses back into bearish territory. So be mindful here. You are at top of a potential range top, and that's how far down you'd have to go just to finally get back into that bearish territory. XLP in a downtrend all week long, closing way below the anchored VWAP. So this is a bearish pattern until it's not. XRT, that's your retail sector, still closing above the, this would be one of your leading indicators of the market. XRT is still closing into bullish territory. XLE closing into bullish territory. Heads up on that. We came down to the support today. It's still closing above that. Doesn't mean it'll last Monday morning, but right here, right now, it is. XLK closing in bullish territory. Netflix looks like to me threatening to break. We're going to close out the this one here. It looks like it's crossing bearish post OPEX. So I'll be looking to the bearish side Monday morning if this pattern does play out on Netflix. And XLC, that's your tech communication sector. It's still, that's your Google and your Amazon mostly, and it's still very bullish here. So, but you got to come back down to the $88 here on XLC to be crossing back into bearish territory. So at any rate, some things I'm showing you here. We've got a mixed thing going on here, some themes that I got going on here. If you are looking for this to be a top in the markets, the things we've been looking for Monday morning, SMH. We are looking for semiconductors to be weak out of the gate. We're looking for financials to be weak out of the gate. We're looking for materials to be weak out of the gate. Those are the main things that we are looking for right out of the gate Monday morning. That's what the markets are telling us right here, right now. And then also Netflix is a beast of its own color. That could be also in that camp. So heads up on that. And 1 second here. Boeing still has not completed its down pattern, in my opinion. So, guys, this is it for my weekend recap for next week. I'm doing it, midday here on Friday. Gives you some ideas what I'm thinking about here in the markets. And if you like my videos, please subscribe to me on YouTube. And, come on, guys. Share my videos on X if you can, Twitter. And, like the video at the bottom of the YouTube link. And leave some comments below if you're seeing stuff that I'm not seeing. But I'm always doing both sides of the coin. I'm looking for an entry, a potential topping entry to be going swing short. I do not see enough things here for me to justify a swing short yet. But, Monday morning, post OPEX, I might be licking my chops for that. So heads up on that. So I've had a really good run here the past couple weeks, and I want to keep it going, and I'm sure you guys do too. And let's try to make some money together. Thanks a lot.